Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're gonna dissect, analyze, comment on Donna Adelson's emails to Wendi Adelson. I got the permission to use Judy, the YouTube lawyer video on YouTube, so I'm gonna use these videos to comment on the emails.
Donna Adelson wrote to Wendi. Subject: info regarding his, quote, memorandum of law email. Dear Wendi, okay, just saw this email this morning. Obviously, his 23-page rant was insufficient, so he is trying to push the court to deny hearing your petition. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if to prevent any action your attorney must respond or not. Only you and she know that. However, Jibbers has made his divorce a full-time job to attempt to get what he's always gotten, his way. His job allows for lots of time for him to put into this project. And you know as well as I do that all the research he's done on different case law to prove his point is his research, not his attorney's. No matter who did it, he's quoting 13 cases to show the court should basically throw out your petition. Is Kristen answering this? Does it require an answer to make sure that this is not seen by the court as, quote, ignoring his rights? I don't know. You need to find out.
In the early beginning, you can see that this is an instruction email, mother and daughter email kind of conversation. This is these are instructions. She is now in this email instructing Wendi how to perform in her divorce battle. So let's put this in our mind before beginning analyzing. Not only Wendi, she's even instructing her lawyer. She's really thinking about it. Like it's taken a lot from her mental thinking every day, that she is now putting herself in a lawyer position and thinking like a lawyer. Even though she has a lawyer, she's thinking that probably the lawyer is a dumb person just because she is Donna and she thinks that she's better than everyone, and she thinks that she's smarter than everyone in the room, including the lawyer. The lawyer that studied for this, and this is her career, this is her job, that's what she does, that's how she lives. She thinks that she's smarter than the lawyer. So many red flags right from the beginning, so many. I really hate the fact that she's instructing the lawyer.
The most important part of your divorce is relocation. I sincerely hope your attorney understands that that is your non-negotiable. Lots of things are negotiable. That's the one thing that you cannot let her think, okay, well, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. She needs to hear from you how serious you are about this and how it will benefit the children with a close-knit family support system.
This is the most important part, the relocation for Donna. So she is telling Wendi what is her most important thing in the divorce. Maybe Wendi has another thing in her mind. Maybe Wendi has other priorities in this divorce that she wants to get from this divorce, but it doesn't matter what Wendi feels or what Wendi thinks or what's her priorities, as if it's not even Wendi's divorce. Donna is instructing Wendi how to feel. She's forcing her to feel or be convinced that this is the most important part in your battle, the relocation, just because that's what she wants.
As well as your significantly better paying job with hours much more flexible than your current job, so that you can spend significantly more time with the children.
So now she's telling her why is relocating better than staying in Tallahassee. It's like she's convincing her in a subtle way what's important for her, what are her priorities in life. She's convincing Wendi, why is this very important for you, why is this good for you. She's making up things that may be important for Wendi, of course, and they may be true. I mean, she may have much more flexible time over there. She has more support, her family over there. Of course, yes. She has a job that pays her more. Yes. But is this what's really important now? Or the unit of the family for the boys? If you really, really care 1% about these boys, you wouldn't ask for relocation. You would say no, the boys should stay close to the father, also to the father and mother. So even though you are fighting with everything you have to have your daughter live next to you, you want your toddlers, grandkids to live separately from their father. I just don't understand. How is this better for the family? It's extremely, extremely selfish asking even for relocation.
Spend significantly more time with the children, which requires teaching hours, office hours, court appearances, meetings with med school people, and multiple trips away from home. Those trips need to be coordinated with a very angry man who will not be cooperative with you in this regard. For example, this past weekend, you had your annual conference for blank. At the same time, his regular NYU crap was taking place. He didn't say, I go to NYU every month and this is your annual meeting. I'll stay with the children and you go. Of course not. Danny thinks he's a very important person, and as always, he and his needs come first. So, without your parents as backup, one of you would.
Look who's talking. This email is hilarious. So Danny thinks that he's the most important person and him and his needs come first every time. Is that about you, Donna? Is this your divorce, Donna? I'm confused, very confused, because when I read this email, it's as if she is divorcing from Dan and she is having the fight, the legal fight with Dan, not Wendi. That's how it feels. Wendi is just a puppet in her mom's hands. It's the fight between Donna and Dan. It's not Wendi and Dan. It's the divorce between Wendi and Dan. Of course, his needs are gonna be first for him. It's a legal battle between him and his ex-wife. Then whose needs are gonna be first? Him and his kids, of course. But you are thinking about yourself and you think that you are the most important person in everywhere. That's why you want the whole family unit to distract and Wendy to move with the boys next to you so you can be happy and you live happily ever after, and so you can live a good life. And F Dan Markel and his kids and their relationship and the mental health of the boys and the mental stability for the boys, F all of that. You be happy with your life, and that's the most important thing, right?
So, without your parents as backup, one of you would have had to stay home with the children. Your attorney needs to understand that your mother worked full time in the family's dental practice until September, when she felt she was needed by you for the well being of the children.
Oh, such a good person, Donna. Really. You left your full-time job so you can support the well-being of the kids. Such a good-hearted person, really. And the guilt tripping, I don't understand what this has to do with everything. For me, she said that just because she wants to guilt trip Wendy and tell her how important is relocating for her, because look how much we've done to you, look how much I have sacrificed for you, and you don't want to sacrifice coming to Miami to me, and you want to stay in Tallahassee even though I sacrificed all of that for you.
Get them through a transitional time with people who love them and see them frequently and with whom they share great affection. Your father has made numerous trips by plane for weekends and changing the patient's schedules around so that he can continue to spend significant time with the children. Both the disappearance of your mother from the position of office manager and the disappearance of your father from the practice for a significant amount of time has caused a decrease in the practice income and the loss of some patients who feel that it's either not being run the same way as when my mother was there.
So not only I have lost my job for you, dental practice has decreased its amount of income because of you and your kids. So look what have you done, Wendy. Look what have you done for the family. Look what you caused terrible inconvenience for the family. Our income is decreasing because of you and your kids, and because we have to help you. You can stay where you are. She can hire someone to help her. She's making lots of money. Even the patients were negatively affected by this. Imagine the effect of you staying in Tallahassee, how much it has effect on so much people around you.
Full time, or that my father is unable to see patients with problems and has referred them to other offices during his absences. Additionally, this loss of income affects my family because my older brother, also a dentist, purchased a practice from my father in mid-July 2012. He has a monthly payment to make to my father based on the sale of the practice. It isn't fair to him to have decreasing monthly income statements from the practice due to my parents spending so much time here in Tallahassee. My brother is unmarried and is a wonderful uncle to Benjamin and Lincoln. If I am able to relocate to South Florida, they will have an incredibly warm and loving family as an integral part of their lives.
Oh, what a wonderful uncle for Benjamin and Lincoln, who jokes around about killing their father. What a wonderful uncle who makes jokes constantly about killing their father. Oh, what a loving and warm uncle he is.
Not an occasional 2-day weekend trip to visit.
That's what you want, Donna. You want to be integrated in their life and not have an occasional 2-day weekend trip. That's what you want. That's the goal. Because of that, because you did not want to have occasional visits on the weekend for 2 days, because you want to be integrated so much in the family, so much in their lives, you couldn't lose control. Donna's problem mainly is that Dan Markel, he is a strong individual. He is a vocal, strong person. And he took Wendy away from her. Not because she loves Wendy as a motherly love, but because Wendy for her is an extension to herself. Wendy for her is a property, is something that she gets benefit from, because that's how narcissists see their kids, as a product, as a property, not like an individual person with their own needs and feelings and ta ta ta. So Dan Markel took figuratively Wendy her property from her, and now she's going crazy. That's the battle, is who is in control of this family, of this small family. Dan Markel, the father and the correct person to be in charge of this family, or Donna Adelson?
Response. Brief background. Number 1, this is a no-fault divorce state, so it's nonsense about marital infidelity or abuse doesn't matter. However, a hot temper and verbal abuse is what you need to emphasize that you suffered under his, quote, reign. Narcissistic personality disorder causes major problems in a marriage, especially when one believes that because he attended Harvard undergrad and Harvard Law, he's clearly better and smarter than anyone else, including you. Parentheses. Only an idiot like him would write that he should be the only one consulted for making decisions regarding the health, education, and religion of his children. Clearly, no one, including you, is as smart as he is in those regards.
Oh my God, probably he wrote that because you put your nose and your hands and your body and every part of you in his children's faith, religion, food, education, health, and everything else. He is right. He is the correct person to be in charge of these things for his kids' lives. He, and of course Wendy also, but you want to be involved in this. You cannot swallow the idea that you are not part of this, and you are not. Narcissistic personality disorder. Look who's talking, really. She's literally in this email when she is describing Dan Markel. If you just flip the words, you see that she is describing herself. She's looking at herself in the mirror. These are her insecurities and her problems. She's putting them on Dan Markel. But that's you. Look in the mirror, Donna, for once.
Parents. The money you moved into an account for you was exactly half, to the penny, of the joint account, which is marital assets. The furniture you took was the bare minimum: a bed for you to sleep on from the guest bedroom, one nightstand, and your dresser. You took 2 chairs that you bought 5 years ago at a neighborhood furniture store's closeout sale for $50 each. You have receipts to show all the new furniture you purchased to relocate to a safe place. You absolutely must emphasize that the only reason you left when he was out of town is because of the threat, quote, you'll leave without your children, without a penny, and just the clothes.
Oh my God, this email really, really shows everything we need to know, because when you hear this email and then you listen to her, to Wendy on the stand, cross-examination, you know that she's talking exactly as her mother instructed her to talk. Because Wendy says, at some point she said that someone asked her, so you left without telling him or something? Yes, because he said, I will leave with the clothes on me and without the kids. That's why she left the house in this way of leaving. That's why she chose this way of leaving without telling him.
It's on your back, unquote. It's super important for the judge to get the message that this guy is a big bully. I know she'll
Look
be
who's the bully.
able to.
Before that, she was saying verbal abuse, that he verbally abused her or whatever through the marriage. And she's the one that's doing all the verbal abuse. She called him idiot and crap and whatever for I don't know how many times in these short sentences.
Read that when you submit copies of some of the emails he sent you. He feels if he said something, that's it. Well, that's not it. He says you did this while he was on a short business trip. How about his many trips to conferences, etc.? How about how many trips to conferences, etc. this man has taken? How much time away from his family? You have all those documents.
What does that has to do with that? He said that you did this while I'm on a work conference. I said yesterday in part 6 of Wendy Adelson's cross-examination analysis that the way she did it is the malicious thing about all of this thing. It's not that she left with the kids. It's how she did it. It's she waited until he was out of town, powerless, and then she packed everything, got the boys, and left his house empty without people in it and without furniture and without clothes and without anything, just like that. She took everything away from him when he physically even couldn't be there to do something about it. Now you're saying, oh, what about your conferences? What does that has to do with that?
Now you need to sit down and figure out how many days away that's been. How about adding to all that his 2-week trips to Israel, especially when you were at the end of your pregnancy? Sweet, caring, concerned husband. He talks about not knowing where the children were, parentheses, incorrect address, in parentheses, for the first 6 weeks. Let the court know that although he was never particularly interested in the children prior to the divorce, he was advised to keep a diary and make sure that he shows his interest now. You arranged to meet him the very next day with Alan and Lynn Grossman, mutual friends, and the children were at a local yogurt shop so that he could see the children were fine. You were in fear of his temper, and so you did not want to reveal your address. However, 4 days after separation, you arranged to bring the children to his house. His parents were going to be in town, and they were there for the Rosh Hashanah holiday with them. The following week, on one of.
So she's saying that you should say that you left without telling him where the boys are and where their address because of you were scared from his temper. So that's why she didn't tell him where is the boys, because of his temper? Why? What would he do? Hire a hitman?
One of his uninvited treks to your office after he threatened you with federal kidnapping charges, parentheses, which of course now he recants like he does anything he can't believe he actually did, end parents. You gave him your address. That was 1 week after separation, not 6 weeks. He says you took, quote, non-marital assets, unquote. What? He says the children were 3 and 1 at the time this took place. Ben was 3 and Lincoln was 23 months, 1 month before his second birthday. He talks about you both being well-paid professor with stable jobs. Yours is not a tenure-track job. And with the economy as it is, there is no guarantee it will be there in the future. His trash talking to various faculty members about your mental instability has also poisoned your work environment, making it extremely difficult for you to continue to function there in the same way as you previously did. Your job also pays you half of what his job pays. So on your own, it is not feasible to continue to live, even in the home you are currently renting. You have borrowed a considerable amount of money from your parents and must repay it for furniture, legal fees, moving expenses, etc. My parents have paid all grocery bills up to this point, for which I will also have to reimburse them. I do not want to dip into the money from our marital account, as that will have to go towards supporting my children and for their future. According to Gibbers, the relocation must show that the current arrangement for the children is deficient from the perspective of the children, and that relocation would advance their interests. This is something that we have reviewed numerous times in other papers, Wendi. All that we've put together in this regard rather than have me repeat it. Obviously, the number one reason is significantly more income for you in a job that will also give you significantly more time with the children. For children at this tender age, nothing is more important than spending quality time with them, which your current job does not permit. The financial freedom which will accompany this job will...
Seriously, nothing's more important at this tender age for the kids to spend quality time with them. Oh, that's beautiful talk. Poetry, Donna, for real. What about the father? What? What about the father? So you're talking about the mother and the grandmother? What about the father, Donna?
Educational and outside activities and lessons for the boys that would not be affordable under your current salary. Number 2, the ability for our children to spend quality time with my parents and my mother, a retired elementary school teacher, would be a huge bonus to our children's academic and social progress. In my parents' home, each child currently has and would continue to have their own rooms with appropriate beds, furniture, books, and toys.
Oh my
Mr.
God.
Markel has become a religious zealot over the last few years since the birth of our first son, taking him to synagogue with him as an infant so he can absorb the music and prayers. He has done the same with our second son. This is also to show the congregation what a, quote, attentive father he is. The fact remains that the children are watched by teenage children of other congregants in a sort of playroom while the services are going on. Mr. Markel picks one of them up to come back out at certain parts of the service to hear particular hymns, and then returns them to the care of babysitters. This is done rather than allowing them to remain home with me. When I protested, he insisted. He always gets his way. There are no Hebrew day schools in Tallahassee. Mr. Markel seems intent upon religious training, but feels that only he could provide the religious training for our children. He is indoctrinating them, not teaching them. If he truly cared about a religious school for them, then clearly one of the 37 Hebrew day schools in Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach County would be a better choice for our boys. My home in Broward County is close to many of these schools and midway between Dade and Palm Beach schools. I hope your attorney is researching cases when relocation was granted and what the circumstances were. Also, all cases are different, and because one case didn't allow it, doesn't mean that should prevent another case from receiving that benefit. Danny has said on numerous occasions parentheses. One I have on my phone as a saved message, in parentheses. What wonderful grandparents and in-laws we've been. He knows that the children are very close to us and we'd always be there to take care of them. What's going to happen
Even after
in
he
June
passes.
when he wants to go to 3 different conferences? Don't let him go. If you do, you're enabling and facilitating your stay in Tallahassee. You'll be showing him that anytime he has a meeting he wants to go to, that's fine. You'll watch the boys. That's the whole point of relocation for you and the children. He can continue to attend all the meetings he wants to go to and then arrange for frequent and extended visitation with the boys. Maybe some of the money he spends on his trips can be used to visit the boys. Another bribe to get him to allow relocation should be the offer of plane tickets, since he does have family that would allow him to use their homes to stay in. But obviously, that's a last-ditch effort if all else fails. He's trying to show the court that your request is frivolous and that you should have to pay for yours and his court costs in this plea. Your lawyer has to let the court know that it's anything but frivolous. And isn't he also supposed to pay some of your regular legal fees? This bastard has not paid 1 cent toward your bridge gap alimony. Why? Why only 2 months of a child support payment over an 8-month time frame? Loving, caring father that he is. Do you need info on grocery bills? I have a good many of them and can show the court what it's been costing just for that, with no support from gibbers.
Oh my God.
Also, find out from Kristen if she wants you to pay us back now or wait. What's the best for your case? I'm too angry to write anymore. I'm going to shower, wash my hair.
Look who's angry. Look who's hateful. Look who's full of anger and hate.
And get ready for you and boys to come home. Dad said he'd look up any papers tonight or over the weekend that you may need. He even has the info on what Danny had in his IRA and 401k prior to marriage. Love you, Mom.
I'm gonna stop for now. I'm gonna do a video for each email. I hope you liked my analysis, my commentary. Thank you, Judy, the YouTube lawyer, for allowing me to use these videos to comment on. Donna is really a really great example of a narcissistic mother who uses her children for her own benefit, and she doesn't see her children as separate individuals with independent personalities, needs, love, and feelings, and whatever. She considers them just a mirror of her. She's too angry to continue her email. Love you. I don't know about that. You love yourself only, Donna. I don't think you love anyone. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please help me grow my YouTube channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing. I hope to see you in the next video, and see you soon.